Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are here inside of the garage, but no, we don't have the satin black F-150. We actually have the perfect satin blue STI, and for good reason. I actually need you all to do me a favor and call Car Protective Services. Call CPS, because I have been super neglectant towards the Subaru, guys. It's not even funny. It pains me to say this, but I passed the oil change interval on the STI quite a bit ago, and it was terrible, guys. But all the old oil has been removed from the STI, and we put in some fresh new oil. But now we have a new dilemma, guys. As if things can get any more difficult on a very basic oil change. So if we pop right into the engine bay, guys, you'll see the oil cap says 5W30. This one I got from AutoZone. This one, this empty one, I bought at Home Depot. The only reason I bought this one is because it was a few bucks cheaper than at any other auto place. Now for some reason, this oil, look at this, I used this last night, or when I was filling it up. That's brand new oil, guys. Look how black that is. It looks like it's used oil. So I'm a little concerned because the original color is something a lot better looking than that. That's what Home Depot came with. This is what Rotella should look like. See that? It's a huge difference. Okay, look at this comparison. This one's from Pep Boys. This that I got from Home Depot recently. Look at that. Home Depot literally sold me used oil. My car is filled with this right now. This is bad. I need to take this out today and replace it with this, because this is clearly not Rotella T6. This is like used Tella. It's terrible. Here, probably can't see it, is that supposedly brand new oil. Now, I won't lie, guys, it does smell like fresh, clean oil. Look, there I am, hello. But in reality, guys, I don't think that's what T6 is supposed to look like. So the STI is currently sitting with no oil in the engine, as I pulled out that supposedly fresh T6 from the vehicle. So going back to the Rotella, I'm sure you guys have questions, maybe a why, maybe a who. Why as in, why would you put in heavy duty diesel engine oil in your Subaru? And maybe who as in, who would put in heavy duty engine oil in their Subaru? So as for the who folks, who puts in Rotella in their vehicles? Well, the Subaru people. The Subaru community in general. I'm not sure if it's like that now, but back when it used to be cool to own a Subaru, that was the holy grail for it, guys. If you weren't running T6 on your Subaru, what are you doing? Now, Rotella has changed their formula, I think, once or twice since I've been using that product, because I know the bottle, the container and everything's a little bit different. The ratings are actually different. I think they lost a rating or two since the new formula has arrived, guys. That's kind of the whole reason why I still put in that very used, bad-looking oil in the Subaru, because I thought, hey, it's been a while since I've bought Rotella, and it's been actually a while since I've changed my oil. I thought maybe, they changed their formula, but they wouldn't change it that much to the point of a huge color change, and that's a big difference, guys. Look at this. This is a giant difference. I don't know what possessed me to continue installing. That's the oil that came with this container. It's empty because we know I put it in the Subaru, but it's not there anymore. And just look at it, guys. Looks like used oil. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I think that was it. I just wasn't thinking at all, guys. So be careful before you purchase. Just crack it open and put some in the cap and see that it's this color, not this. So why on earth are we throwing on heavy duty engine oil in our Subarus? The answer is actually simple. It's in the name. That's heavy duty engine oil.
it's certified to work with spark ignition engine, so you're good on that. But it's heavy duty engine oil, guys, and that means it's a lot more resistant. And these turbo cars, guys, are under a lot of pressure and under a lot of load from the turbo, of course. So it only makes sense to go with something more stronger and more resistant to that. I know you guys are gonna be saying, it says right there in the engine bay, 5W30 for the Subaru, and I have 5W40. And I already checked this, guys, but it's okay to actually use 5W40. In fact, Subaru says it's okay. It's in the manual. Now it says you should run 5W30, but if it's not available, 5W40 is a great alternative. But be sure to throw in 5W30 eventually. That's more of a, you know, an option, maybe a recommendation. But I've been running this thing, guys, for a while, and it's all good. No issues whatsoever. And it's also not a bad idea to sometimes run a heavier weight, especially in colder temperatures, such as the ones we are currently experiencing. So it's actually good timing, guys. So it's nice to confirm that we can use this in our car. I confirmed it myself all those years that I've been just throwing this in there, blindly putting in 5W40 in my car without confirming it. That's just what happens when you follow and read everything on the internet. Not a good idea. In this case, it was though. So as I said already, we are using a heavier oil, which for Subarus is another positive thing, guys, because obviously a lot of internal friction going on with these vehicles, and if you're using a thicker, more viscous oil, then obviously there's more lubrication that's going to occur, which is what we want, guys. The way I see it is, if you run a thin oil, you run the risk of blowing some expensive parts. If you run a thicker oil, all you're gonna lose really is just a few MPGs and maybe a bit of horsepower. But that's it, guys. That is it. Moving on, guys. So that is the Rotella T6. One of the downsides is that they do have a lot of zinc in them, which is pretty harmful to our catalytic converters. So if you are running cats, then maybe, I don't know, might be an issue for you. I haven't had any problems. But if you're a catless, then ooh, you got yourself a killer combo right there, guys. And that is gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and refill the Subaru with the 4.5 quarts that it needs. Might be 4.8, might be 4.9, somewhere along those guidelines. Just check your dipstick. And that is gonna do it, guys. Real quick, let's appreciate that satin blue. We'll probably see it better in the daytime when I got this thing out, guys. And here is the STI out in the daylight with that satin blue. Bumper just needs to be redone, and some trimming still needs to be done, as you can probably see. But overall, guys, the STI has been successfully transformed into a perfect satin blue from the original DGM, guys. This is 3M, by the way. So going back to oil, guys, Rotella T6 has been put into the STI, and as always, the car feels smooth, so you know it's working. Or at least I like to think it's working. Anywho, guys, just wanted to share with you my experience with Rotella's T6 synthetic 5W40 oil. Been using it on the STI for about 6 years now, because I remember the first year of owning this car, I only used whatever dealership oil they were giving me. But after that, started doing my own, and of course, went with T6. Car is still running, as you guys can tell, and I'm still able to do this.
3, 2, 1!
But I probably won't be doing that as much anymore, guys. The car, I think, is just going to be put up on the shelf. That's pretty much it, guys. I know there are tons of oil options out there. Tons. In fact, I think all the kids are moving on to Schaefer's oil, Motul, Mobile One maybe. I've been using that. I'm going to stick with it because that's pretty much what I've been throwing in the car. And I've had positive experience with it. If your car is already in the 100,000 mile mark and you've been using a different kind of oil, I probably wouldn't switch over, guys. I'd probably just keep sticking with what you got. Of course, as always, do your research. There's tons and tons of information out there, guys. But anyways, the whole purpose of this video, guys, was just to share with you my positive experience with T6. Been putting that in the car, nothing else, and haven't looked back. The car still runs, as you guys can see. I will catch you all on the next video, appropriately titled Rod Knock. Thanks, T6. Peace, and take care, guys.